guys, and welcome to something new on the channel, and I want to call it the Eagle Report. I reckon that's a suitable name for it, and it's pretty much just the same as the Gun Report but for West Coast. And the Eagles are obviously playing Port Adelaide on Sunday at the Adelaide Oval. Does not look like it's going to be fine for West Coast, but you know, stranger things have happened. Let's just have a look at the lineup West Coast have gone out with. I'm like 95% sure this is the lineup, but it could just be a predicted lineup, but I think it is the lineup. The latest team changes. So, yeah, so it is the lineup that Eagles are going to go with on Sunday. Let's have a look through it. We've got Alex Withard and Tom Brass and Brady Hoff on that full back line. Liam Duggan, McGovern and Cole on the half back line. It'd be to have Tom Brass as the deepest defender. He's definitely a number one tall, and then McGovern just trying to do what he does best. He's going to play on the second tall, which I assume will be probably Dixon, or it kind of depends. Dixon could easily be the number one tall forward, and Barras on Dixon, I think I could see that, but Todd Marshall could be a real threat as well, so it'll be interesting to see which of those two each of them mans up. Like, is McGovern going to go on Dixon or Marshall, and is Barras going to go on Dixon and Marshall? That's an interesting one to look at. Also, something I've noticed, Horne-Francis starting on the half forward line. That's something a little bit different. Usually he's been in the middle. And then our centre, so good to see Jaden Hunt on the wing. Last season he was playing half back quite frequently, and it was annoying me a little bit because we can see what he can do on the wing and how he can create goals going forward, and like he just but he was playing on the half back line quite often, so I think it's a good opportunity for him to really utilise his pace on the wing and try and break the game open. Yo in the centre. Lots of talk about him being a half-back this season. I would like to see him get back to his best in the centre. And then Gaff, don't know if I like that one. Gaff on the other wing. I'd start a Ruben Jimmy in there, or a Luke Edwards, but Gaff it is. I mean, he's a part of like link-up plays, but he's not the guy to pierce through the defence and create goals. Half forward, Noah Long, he has really just shown how good he can be in this pre-season. He's been so good, and there were a couple games last year where we could say the same, and yeah, I think he can really become he's going to be one of the future stars for West Coast. Jack Darling, he'll take the second tall, so he'll probably be on. Wait, never mind. He'll probably be on Radigal. I assume, and then Petricelli. Petricelli's only good in a good team. That's the only way. He has those moments, but I feel like he just looks so like he doesn't always he's not very composed. So I think maybe starting a Jermaine Jones then or a Ryan Marrick might have been the best option, but Petricelli, something new. He didn't play a lot last year, but yeah. Jake Waterman, he was sick apparently for last season. But I think it wasn't injury, but it said that he was out because of sickness. but he's back in, and he played alright in some of the pre-season matches, but hopefully he can really start to find form this season. Oscar Allen, obviously, new captain. Same with Liam Duggan. Just hope he can reach the levels he did last season. Jamie Cripps, in the forward pocket. Yeah, he had some really good games last year, but he wasn't very consistent. So I think this is a game for Cripps to just have a really solid performance. I want him to be very consistent this season. Bailey Williams is our number one ruck. It's so annoying that I think it's Briggs or something like that. Giants guy. It's not Briggs, is it? Wait, let me search up. Oh yeah, Matt Flynn. It's annoying he got injured because he would be Bailey Williams would have more freedom, and he would be a second ruckman for us, and I think that's his best as a second ruckman, and we wouldn't have to be playing Jamison. I do think Jamison's really good, but Bailey Williams could take the role of Jamison, and then Matt Flynn could kind of take the role of Bailey Williams. Anyway, Tim Kelly in the midfield. He's been our best player for a couple of seasons now. And Harley Reid, our new midfielder, number one draft pick, best young player in Australia. But he doesn't need to do anything groundbreaking. He just needs to be a solid player, and then he needs to do his job and not make many errors and just stay composed. That's really what I want to say from him. Brockman's an interesting one. He can really start to. I think it would have been best if he started on the ground over Petricelli, but he'll get heaps of time, and hopefully he can score a few goals on debut for West Coast. Luke Edwards. Hopefully we can see him more this season. I think he had an injury last year. I'd like to see him as more of an outside winger, outside midfielder, trying to link up play, work on that. Why am I mumbling so much? Campbell Chesser, he was injured last season. Hopefully we can see him really improve and start to grow his game this year. It's kind of technically his first year, not really at the same time. And then emergencies, Jermaine Jones, Ryan Marrican. A person I've never seen before. Never seen his name, never heard of him. Tyrell Dewa. So, probably mispronounced that. But, anyway, I reckon, depending on the situation in the game, I think Jermaine Jones is a very good one to play as an emergency, because he's very versatile. He can play in the midfield, he can play half back and half forward. But I think he's a good one to have actually playing the game and not as a sub, so a bit disappointing. I think his best position is half back though. That's the thing. Probably wouldn't fit half. I would maybe swap him out for a Campbell Chess or something, because we've got 3 midfielders as our interchange, which is not very ideal. We might want to, in the future, we might want to look to chuck Jermaine Jones into the interchange or onto the field. But Bailey Williams playing his 50th game, that's good. Let's have a look at the injury list. Oh, this is for all the teams. If we go down to West Coast, that's a bit disappointing. He's starting to play very well to the back end of last season, but he's out with the groin injury. Tyler Brockman, he is in the starting lineup for this game. Well, he's on the interchange, but we'll see how that goes. Jack Harley, feels like he always gets injured, but he is out for the first month of the season. When he played really well against Power in Adelaide last season. I think he hit 5 in that game, but he just needs to. Yeah, he could be crucial for us to really help up forward and in the midfield. Harry Edwards, I think in 2022 is quite good. Last season he wasn't playing every game. He was making some errors, but if we can get him back, because if we can get him back to the 2022 levels where he was showing lots of potential, he could be a big in for West Coast. Matt Flynn, obviously, we've kind of talked about him already. Clay Hole. Elijah Hewitt, that's a bit disappointing. He's one of our exciting, quick, small forwards. So I think we want to get him back in to just add that pace to our game again and excitement. Archer Reid, I think he's a ruckman. Drafted him a little bit later in the draft. Yeah, he's out. Liam Ryan, he was injured all last season, pretty much injured this season for the first month, so it's really disappointing. But when he finds form, he can be just the best small forward in the league. But we haven't seen that for a couple of seasons. So, and then Dom Shade, injured. Yeah, he's kind of been a solid fourth midfielder for us. He hasn't done he just hasn't done anything big. Bar that 2018 grand final moment, he's not a big I don't know how to describe it. He just doesn't. I have those games where you go, oh my god, Don Sheed was so good today. He's just a part of the team. But yeah, I think this is a game we're destined to lose. Port will beat us. Just interesting to see. We could shock the world and yeah, and start the season off with a bit. Wouldn't that be great? And I just need to say something. Pies are 0-2 to start the season, losing to Swans tonight. I was going to say that was not the final score, but really, Swans have proven to be really good, and I think Pies have a bit of a premiership hangover at the moment. I need to check. They actually played well. Oh my god, Heaney. Yes, come on. Got Heaney in my fantasy. Come on. That's great. You love to see it. But yeah, I think I've got Elliot and Quainer and Bobby Hill, so getting some points there from this game. But I think the Pies really need to start to just wake up, really understand that they're not just going to cruise through every game in that season, and I think they will. But yeah, I think, and also I want to talk about Richmond. They really surprised me on Thursday night. They really proved to be a great, they can compete against the best, but I still don't think they're going to be able to really make a difference in terms of really push for finals and impact the ladder that much. So yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. The Eagles, I think they're just going to they'll be in it for the first 20 minutes, and then Port will really start to run away with it. But anyway, thank you for watching the video, the Eagle Report episode 1. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.